because of the COVID situation that we were presented with last year. And then therefore we came up with an application that would make members be able to follow the proceedings of the House and participate without any major issues. The background, you know, all these things started last year when we were hit by the pandemic. We could not continue sitting. So we had to find ways of to continue to sit. One of the major issues you need to understand about Parliament, it's mandatory that Parliament sits. For instance, in our case in Zambia, it's mandatory that Parliament sits 3 times a year. So that is enshrined in the Constitution of Zambia. So you can't breach that. You can't fail to meet because of any situation. You just have to find a way out of it. So we got to work and made sure that we looked at the kind of system that we were using in the chamber. In this case, the Bosch system. We use the plenary assembly, we call it the chamber, where the members meet to deliberate on issues. So we had to come up with a system that would actually emulate what is physically happening in the chamber. So that is actually the system that we had to come up, the platform we had to come up with, and we had to locally develop it and host it. In those days, we were hosting it. So the platform is used for the following reasons, for the following functions: attendance and registration for members of Parliament. So wherever the members are, they can actually immediately they log in. Their registration is they're taken care. That they are actually registered electronically, so that we use that to pay the members' allowances and also get to know which member was present and which member was actually absent. They're also indicating to speak. You know, physically they would use the microphone to indicate to speak, but in this case, because they are not in one place, they are able to indicate to speak, as I'm going to show you part of the screen. They can use their own system, their e-chamber system, to indicate to speak. There's also the issue of raising a point of order. The indication to speak actually places a member in a list of speakers. So when you place it, as you're going to sit down as I demonstrate, you see the member is given the first come, first served kind of basis is used to put the members in the list. Also, there is the issue of raising a point of order. You know, from time to time, members have to interject and try and raise a point of order against their colleagues. This application allows the members to do exactly that. They can raise a point of order. Once there is a point of order, the presiding officer, the speaker, is able to see that a member is raising a point of order regardless of where they are. It indicates the point of order is being raised by a particular member. So the presiding officer calls upon the member to voice out their point of order. We also have a functionality where you need to call for a division. You know, voting in our case here, there is also the simple yes, nay, or yeah or no, nay or yeah. That is simple, where there is no contention. Where there is a contention, you have to vote electronically because the voting is basically supposed to be known how you voted as a member. Because in those days, members would part physically, one moves to another lobby, the other section of the members move to another lobby. But in this case, it doesn't happen that way. So we have put a system where when there is a bone of contention regarding any subject matter, what normally happens is that under normal circumstances, about 12 members have to stand up to indicate to the presiding officer that they need to vote, to do the act of voting because they are not happy with the outcome of a particular issue. So in this case, the members are given an opportunity to use the same application. Instead of standing, the members are able to press. If 12 of them actually raise the point of order, the presiding officer is able to note that there are 12 or more members that have raised who want to raise the point of order. Sorry, who rise to call for a division voting. And the division voting is given to those members or to the party that wants to vote. So without this application, it's very difficult for one to call for a division. When that is done, voting on a motion now is done electronically. So this is what this application does. And besides all these functionalities, the application allows document sharing, such as order paper. For us, the agenda of the agenda of the day, we call it order paper, the motions and the reports, all those things like the standing orders, electronic copy of standing orders, even the constitution, we normally put them on the e-chamber application. Sorry about that. So below is the sample of the e-chamber application. So the member actually, what we've done with this application is that we have now put it on Apple Store. That's where it is. So we download from there. We are running it right now as a beta test from the Apple Store. And then once a member downloads it, it's downloaded, it's installed, then they can have the username, they enter the password. So when a member wants to speak, it comes under the speakers list. They would indicate using that red one to indicate that I want to speak. They point that, then the member is picked and added to the speakers list. So the presiding officer simply follows the list. If there is any need, say for instance, for a division, you can see there's a bell here. This also will bring things like point of order requested by the minister. For instance, if the minister now wants to raise the point of order, you can see the presiding officer will see this part which says point of order requested by the justice minister, requested by Minister of Justice. The point of order is basically that bell that you see there. When you ring it, you press on the bell on your right-hand side, the top right-hand side. It gives you that you've raised a point of order. And only one member can raise a point of order at any one given time. Document sharing, of course, I've talked about these document sharings, how you can find whatever document that you need. Yeah, you can search it and find the document that you need. Voting. This is the screen for electronic voting. Once the division has been called for and the motion is displayed, the members have to vote electronically. As you can see, you have 3 buttons there: accept, reject, okay. The members, when they're voting, when the vote is opened, the vote actually has to be opened. Once the vote is opened, the members are presented with the various options they need to use. There is yes, no, or abstain. Once the member chooses one of those, then they accept that, or they want to remove they accept that. Once the members are done with the voting, then they are told that the voting is going to be closed. So we give the members about a minute or 2 in which to vote. If they want to change their mind within that particular period that the vote is opened, they can change their mind. If they don't change their mind and the vote is closed, then they want to change their mind, it can't happen. So once the vote is closed, it's closed. Whatever the members voted, that's what is picked and is shown on the screen. I think this is the end of the presentation. I just wanted to show you the application that we've developed. And so far, so good. It's been working well to serve our members on the floor of the House. And it's also helping us distribute all the electronic copies of the various documents that the members want, as they are able to access them on their tablets and be able to follow whatever needs to be followed on the floor of the House. You may also wish to know that this works hand in hand with this application is specifically for voting and participation on the floor of the House, but the video conferencing aspect, we use Zoom for video conferencing, whilst for management of the House business, we use the e-chamber.